Hey everybody, Aussie USD here. I attempted a buy on this and I'll just jump right into it. So if I zoom out a little bit, we have this big consolidation. If I zoom way out, we have this flow down, this big consolidation, a breakdown, and then Aussie's getting stronger and tests this guy and it's messing around. So I'm already kind of cautious of that because it's kind of unclear if this was just a probe of this guy over here. So that was a little cautious too. Also, I had this WS caution, which means Aussie strength numbers and fundamentals are saying more weakness. USD is saying more strength. So this chart's actually wanting to go down. So that was a caution there. I'm seeing more and more that this is actually playing a pretty big role. Strength numbers and fundamentals. So possibly even if the setup's great, it's not going to work. So this was my playground area right here, from this breach line to this guy who pushed it down. The volume was nice and strong on the push up, so I like that. Consolidation here, and then sellers come in at this point because this just holds here for so long. So temporary sellers. And let's go to the 15. So here's the temporary sellers. They hold, they breach. They hold, they breach. Respecting support resistance. They hold, they breach. This was the last guy who made a lower low. Slight sign of some buyers, or just really just another pullback to attempt to go lower, but he couldn't. And then he V'd and tested this guy, and he attempted again. Well, actually twice, here and here, and got pressure both times. And then this first guy who pushed the market lower got taken out total. So this was my V, or lopsided V. And normally on a lopsided V, you could look for the struggling test to come in and possibly bounce off support resistance. But something I believe I've been learning that Naveen said is, if you have this coming down respecting S&R every time, this second push, that even if it is lopsided, doesn't mean it's going to stop here because there's strength still here. So he's going to look for a lower price. And with this whole area, these guys were selling. They are now stuck in here. So they're trapped because he made a higher high and took this guy out. So that is real trap sellers. So that was a plus. So all of that was a plus, but we had this stuff as caution, the big boy on the left as caution. So I'm learning that the cautions and the good reads, they're still fighting each other. So what does usually fighting mean? Range, and I guess that's kind of what it's doing here. So maybe that was my indication. When I have cautions and good, I just might as well expect fights and ranges. Maybe that's not right, but maybe it is. So back to the read, I was looking for a struggling pullback to come in deep. This was my area I wanted to get it at, so I get a good price and get a good risk to reward. Not necessarily a good price, but a good risk to reward. So as it was coming in, I was monitoring it, and I went down to my precision time frame. And we see here we're pulling back. We do have some speed, but here we start to slow down, get some tails with some pressure, buying pressure. Oops, sorry, I actually got in before that guy, so that doesn't count yet in my read. I remember seeing this spot and thinking, man, that blue candle really excites me. And then this guy came down. I said, okay, he's going to go for a little bit lower, so great, give me a better price. And then when it rejected here and stalled, I said, you know what, that's pretty low, let me attempt it. By the time I got in, I got filled kind of up here, so I didn't get as low as I would have liked. It started to go in my favor and then turned around. So I said, you know what, let me get out see if it's, I thought it was going to go for a better price. Maybe another push down and then a rejection, and I was going to try to grab it down here. And ultimately it struggled, and then blasted up. And so I said, okay, let me get another struggling, and I'll get back in. Nope, I apologize. I'm so wrong, because I got in here, got out here, and got right back in on this candle. Sorry. So when this pushed up, I said, you know what? I should have just stayed in it. So I got back in, got filled up here kind of high because it was on the way up. So I got a bad price, an even worse price. And then at that time, my work called, and I had to leave the office. So I, instead of just closing it, because I was in the red around this area when they called, I decided I'm going to monitor it on my phone, and which is a bad idea, which will not happen anymore. So if I have to go, I will close trades, because it happens quite often and it never works in my favor. So long story short, let's get this guy out of here. And it dragged around, came back. It attempted here, and attempted here. And so I said, nah, it's not going to go. As soon as I got out, it started to perform a little bit. This was my take profit area, back up to this guy. Wasn't even going to mess around to see if he could get to here, but just drug around. So I'll call that on this one. I appreciate y'all listening. Trying to keep these videos a little shorter, but give you all the information that I can see. So I appreciate it.